Industrial Revolution?
It was a time of hope and promise when you could build an empire out of nothing but coal and the sweat of immigrant laborers.
Fantasy titles have long ignored this period, but in the 80s, a genre of fiction known as steampunk was born.
Steampunk took cyberpunk attitudes and storylines and then set them in alternate histories with complex 19th century style technology.
Though they do tend to feature less labor union organizing and fewer cholera outbreaks than the actual Industrial Revolution.
Yes. Well, for a festival of clanging, steaming mech suits, here's our review of Steambot Chronicles.
The first word that comes to mind when I think about Steambot Chronicles is cheeseburger. Well, that's probably just because I missed breakfast. But the second word is unique. Complete with a dominatrix, this is definitely one of the most unique games to hit the PS2 in years. But like the smelly kid in junior high, just because he's different doesn't mean you want to play with him. Do you remember the Piano Man? The guy that washed ashore, never talked, but could play the piano? Well, our hero Vanilla is that guy. Only instead of not talking, he has amnesia.
And you don't remember anything.
And instead of a piano, he has a harmonica. Once he wakes up, Vanilla doesn't know where he is.
Where am I?
Fortunately for him, Vanilla comes across Coriander, a girl who's faster than a Mustang. At every possible opportunity, she tries to bed our poor, brain-damaged Vanilla.
Why don't you come over then? I know we just met.
And when she's not busy trying to get her own swerve on, she passes him around like a hookup.
Who's that strapping young man, if you don't mind me asking?
Like a choose-your-own-adventure novel, Coriander and Vanilla act out whatever your little heart desires. But no matter what you select, they are plagued by trotmobiles. Trotmobiles at the beach, and trotmobile bandits at the concert. You've been hiding from us all the time. This gives Vanilla the excuse to climb into his own trotmobile and wreck some shop. But not before he and Coriander have some more alone time.
Could you maybe take me home in that trotmobile?
Afterwards, quite frankly, it's on. Using the analog sticks, gamers can guide their trotmobiles into kicking some serious hiney. And there's even a pimp my trot aspect of this title. Yes, the game actually uses the words pimp my trot. I only have one thing to say to the developers. Word. If you haven't noticed, the presentation is amazing, with cell shading and the ability to influence the storyline.
Meh, not really interested.
This title feels very much like you're creating an original Japanimation. What your Japanimation would be about, however, is an entirely different trumpet solo. Did I mention there are musical minigames? Sadly, they're about as developed as a roll of film or a dominatrix joke. This title is bursting at the seams with innovation, but fails to present enough solid gameplay to back it all up. So, just like that smelly kid in junior high, this game can look forward to many lonely lunches. We give Steambot Chronicles a 3 out of 5.
Why always mech suits? Why not mech casuals?
Well, I think mech suits are definitely day to evening wear. Like you can spend an afternoon mowing down civilians with your rotary guns, then head out for cocktails after.
Classy. And that's the tone we're trying to create here at X-Play.